Hello, people of the internet. I am a real-life, officially certified ninja. And since there are apparently no jobs for ninjas in the 21st century, I'm here to tell you how Naruto is the greatest ninja anime. Let's just cut right to the chase, shall we? If there's one thing that people want from a ninja series, it's good action sequences. Real-life ninjas are some of the most skilled warriors out there. We're already skilled with a variety of weapons, stealth tactics, and how to pull off black robes for any occasion. So an anime that wants to push the boundaries of ninja action has a big bar to aim for. That's why Naruto is so impressive. The action sequences are glorious spectacles of ninja weapons, hand-to-hand combat, and magical abilities. Not only that, but they are also incredible works of storytelling. Take the famous Rock Lee vs. Gaara fight scene. This scene not only has glorious visuals as Lee rockets around the arena while Gaara's sand chases him, but there's more to it. It's a perfect display for both characters. The overpowered and uninterested Gaara slowly starts to take the outmatched and passionate Rock Lee seriously. The contest between the two becomes more than just who wins the match or who becomes a Chunin, but about if Rock Lee can go the distance. Rock Lee is basically the Rocky of the Naruto world. I feel like that's something he'd be really proud of, actually. If there's one thing that Naruto is known for, it's the idea of the jitsu. These techniques are more than just random ninja superpowers, but a well-thought-out magic system that gives a lot of room for creation. Under the umbrella of genjutsu, taijutsu, and ninjutsu, there is a ton of room for variation. Characters can do anything from cloning themselves to controlling shadows to conquering death itself. The specificity of the system and how all ninja operate under the same basic rules make Naruto's world feel so much more real. Compared to others that don't have strict rules for how powers work, Naruto's jutsu comes across feeling more grounded and real. Defining everything under the same umbrella makes the world seem cohesive and consistent. This is much more elegant than constantly increasing power with no real reason behind it rather than the plot demanding it. The show also requires specific hand signals for most jutsu that really make it feel like a true martial art. The characters can't just shoot chakra at each other, they have to be disciplined and studious to master their abilities. Just like real life. In fact, the system feels so real that we've all tried to do jutsu at home, to no luck. Even the Tampa Academy of Ninja Arts couldn't teach me how to do them. Really should have checked on that before I applied. Go ahead, ask 25 Naruto fans who their favorite character is, and you'll likely get 25 different answers. Well, maybe 20, because 5 people all said Itachi. That's because the series has one of the greatest extended casts of all time. Rock Lee, Shikamaru, Neji, Kakashi, Jiraiya, Hinata, and Tsunade are just a few of the iconic characters the series has produced. Though Hinata and Tsunade have both become iconic for reasons that don't have much to do with the show, it still counts. The characters don't just have interesting backstories and personalities, though. They all serve as wonderful tools for building the ninja world. Each one has their own practiced abilities and tactics that they use against each other. This not only shows who the characters truly are, but what all is possible in their universe. Take Shikamaru, for example. He has the ability to control shadows. At first, you might not think that this is all that useful, but then you find out that he can control people through their shadows, which is an incredibly intense power. Not only that, but he's a master strategist who's bested many enemies over the series who are far more powerful than he is. It doesn't matter that he's not the most powerful ninja alive, because he's probably the most clever. This keeps sequences interesting as it shows that sheer power isn't the most important thing in the Naruto world. Shikamaru shows that a clever weak man can defeat an all-powerful fool. You could go on and on about almost any other character in the show for the same reason. They all feel important because they all have something to say, even if it's with cool punches and powers. The world of Naruto feels more alive than many of its contemporaries. This is a world filled with nations that have opposing viewpoints and a deep, complex mythology. Sometimes a little too complex, actually. Have you ever tried to explain the Akatsuki plot to someone who has never seen the show? It is not easy. The show starts off in the Hidden Leaf Village and slowly expands itself out from there. Each arc introduces us to new people, new viewpoints, and new pieces of the puzzle of Naruto's past. Everything from the legendary Sannin to the tragedy of the Uchiha clan feels gripping and powerful. It's a world like the Lord of the Rings, where every new chapter brings to life more of the rich history we've stepped into the middle of. Even most villains are connected to the events of the past in some way or another. Akatsuki was started by refugees of a huge ninja conflict between nations. Their experiences in the ravaged world colored their lives and led to them ironically starting similar conflicts in the future. A rich world is a necessity for strong characters and a great story. It's truly the linchpin of the show's success. The past serves as only the building blocks for the epic story Naruto sets out to tell. It features giant demons, gods, evil organizations, and frogmen. It's a story about corruption, betrayal, and ultimately redemption. Despite all of these giant concepts, though, Naruto wisely boils itself down to one aspect. It's about friendship. The conflicting journeys and collisions of Naruto and Sasuke are the most powerful part of the entire saga. Naruto's inability to let Sasuke's friendship go versus Sasuke's inability to let vengeance go is a brilliant concept. While many shows have giant monsters and high-concept magic showdowns, few are wise enough to draw the focus to something so small. Most of us can't relate to giant-tailed monsters, but all of us can relate to the power of friendship. Strangely enough, the power of friendship will not do a lot for you in a real ninja conflict. I highly advise you to not try it if you find yourself against a real ninja. Guys, I really tried, but the warriors from the Atlanta Institute of Ninja Studies were not interested. Accuracy aside, it still makes for fantastic storytelling. Everyone knew someone in high school who decided to dress like Naruto characters. For all of my classmates, that person they knew was me. Can you blame me though? Practically every costume in the series is iconic. Everything from the Akatsuki robes to those cool Jonin jackets that they could sell at sporting goods stores are all instantly memorable. Remember that time Sasuke showed up in that awesome black uniform? What am I saying? Of course you do, because it was the coolest thing ever. The music also never fails to hype you up. Every time the music swells when it seems like Naruto was losing, you just know you're about to see something you aren't gonna forget very soon. Also, be honest, you either own one of those cool ninja headbands or you have almost bought one way too many times. People don't just love Naruto for its style and story, though. They also love it because it's truly inspiring. It's a show that seeks out to prove time and time again that no matter how dark things might look, there's always hope. Take the showdown between Naruto and Gaara. Up to this point, Gaara was basically portrayed as a little sociopath with some incredible sand powers. Over the course of that confrontation, he becomes so inspired by Naruto's strength that it fundamentally changes his life. We see Gaara go from this selfish kid to the leader of his people. He becomes a kind and caring person instead of a villain like how other stories would have portrayed him. The show tells its fans that you don't need chakra or fancy ninja moves to find hope and redemption. All that you need to do it is within you already. It's a lesson the series repeats time and time again without ever getting old. Though, to be fair, if you have chakra and sweet ninja moves, life would be a lot easier for you. Hope is great and all, but can you imagine how much you'd get done with a few shadow clones? Naruto is more than just inspirational. It's also occasionally terrifying. The show's given us some of the greatest villains in anime history. Well, great villains and Kakuzu. The show starts off its villain parade with a bang. The first major baddie is cool enough to be the most iconic character in some lesser series. Zabuza leaps onto the scene with a big old sword and a bigger attitude. If that first showdown with Kakashi isn't enough to get you hooked on the series, nothing will. The show continues to develop him as the first arc goes along. He eventually gets a redemption arc as his partner Haku loses his life. Zabuza sacrifices himself in a truly heartbreaking scene that perfectly caps off the arc. Possibly the most amazing thing about the Zabuza story is how you pretty much forget all about it once you really get into the show. I mean, that arc has amazing action, heart, and a few shocking twists, but it ends up becoming a footnote in the show. From then on, we're treated to a plethora of amazing villains like Orochimaru, Itachi, and Madara Uchiha. What other show has like 9 Darth Vader-level villains in it? The simplest reason why Naruto is so cool is right there in the name. Naruto himself stands as one of the most iconic heroes out there. His journey from sad orphan to Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village is truly inspiring. Sure, he may have given it away in the first episode when he vowed to be Hokage, but that doesn't mean anything. Luffy's been talking about getting that One Piece treasure since 1997, and it still hasn't happened. Say what you want, but Naruto talks the talk and walks the walk. Or ninja runs the ninja run. He's so inspirational that if he ever gets sick of the whole ninja thing, he could do pretty well as a motivational speaker. Believe it! How to go from orphan to Hokage in your own life. It's one thing to beat your enemies up, but it's another thing to be so passionate that your enemy changes their entire life. That's become kind of a pattern for Naruto. Most of the series' bad guys end up becoming friends with him by the end. There is one major problem about Naruto that we need to talk about though. Real ninjas don't wear bright orange. That's like the first lesson at ninja school. It really defeats the purpose of the whole stealth assassin thing. Naruto Shippuden may have provided the perfect ending of Naruto's journey, but it was far from the end of the story. The series has continued with Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Fans were initially reluctant to accept the new series as it seemed like a retread of the first season. It also took a while for most to grow accustomed to Boruto as a protagonist. Naruto does leave some pretty big sandals to fill. Mostly, fans are upset about how much of a brat young Boruto was in the beginning. Things have taken a turn for the better though. The internet has been flooded the last few years with posts about how good Boruto is getting, and here's another one. The show is shaping up to be a worthy successor to the two that came before it, with more expansions on the lore and some great twists. That, and it has one of the coolest action sequences in the entire series. Naruto and Sasuke against Momoshiki is like a little present from the creators of the show to the fans. Seriously, I'm pretty sure I died like 6 times while watching it from sheer joy. I kinda lost count after 3 and the ambulance stopped coming to my house. Still though, totally worth it. As much as we all love Naruto, there's something special about hoping that the series may yet have its best days ahead of it. After all, that's how Naruto would want it. So, you've seen all of Naruto and you're eager for more epic ninja action. Well, luckily, there's Basilisk for you to watch. It's an epic anime about clans of ninja who go up against each other in a gloriously brutal fashion. The show has wonderful animation, epic action scenes, and plenty of well-thought-out ninja tactics for you to enjoy. In another world, this would probably be the best ninja anime out there. Competing with Naruto is no easy thing though. While Basilisk is certainly epic, it doesn't have the amazing supporting cast, strong message, and incredible world building that Naruto does. To be fair though, Naruto has had several hundred more episodes to pull that off. That might give it a slight advantage. If you hang out with a lot of ninjas, you're probably well aware that we all love Ninja Scroll. It's pretty much the definitive ninja anime film. So Ninja Scroll the series isn't much of a hard sell. Honestly, it's shocking that it took them so long to do it. It continues the story with the characters from the film in feudal Japan taking on the other clans in a particularly brutal fashion. This isn't a long-running epic like Naruto, but if you're like me and need ninja action, you'll probably love this anime. The only problem with it is that it struggles to compete with the original movie. It's pretty hard to top a Kawajiri movie, to be fair. The guy is as brilliant as he is disturbing. Maybe don't try to make a Wicked City series. Alright, if you don't already know, Cowboy Bebop is the single coolest thing that has ever happened. No, for real, the Council of Cool Things met about it last year. Robert Downey Jr., The Rock, and Beyoncé all discussed it at length and after 240 hours of deliberation, made the ruling. Well, the creator of Cowboy Bebop made an anime set during feudal Japan called Samurai Champloo that is almost as cool. The show is mostly about samurai adventures, but it also features a few memorable ninja here and there. The real attraction of Champloo is the unbelievable style and incredible soundtrack. You wouldn't think that hip-hop and Japanese history would go together so well, but they do. The drawback to the series is that it doesn't quite reach the heights of some of its contemporaries. While the show has a great story, it's pretty simple and lacks the grand scale of others like it. That being said, if Samurai Champloo is your favorite anime ever, I'm definitely not going to argue with you. I will cross swords with you at dawn, but I won't argue. Afro Samurai might not be the greatest anime out there, but it might be the coolest. Simply put, it has Samuel L. we can't say that on YouTube, Jackson as an awesome samurai warrior and his ninja sidekick. Afro and Ninja's bloody adventures may not last long, but they are certainly memorable. It isn't super complex, but it doesn't really need to be. Afro Samurai is your standard revenge story with plenty of gore and sweet justice. It's pretty much like Kill Bill if Kill Bill was entirely that one anime sequence from the first movie. And that being said, it's definitely a show that puts style way above substance. This is not an anime that will change anybody's outlook on life. Well, unless you're inspired to sport an afro and become a samurai. If you are, I fully support you in that awesome decision. And somewhere, somehow, so does Samuel L. Jackson. Once again, we have ninja in feudal Japan fighting demons in a ravaged country. With so many anime that have that premise, you'd think it would get old. It never does, though. That is why Blood Rain Curse of the Yoma is also an awesome anime. It certainly doesn't reach the heights of some of the others, but if you need some fast ninja action in your life, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Ultimately, bloody ninja sword showdowns just never stop being awesome. Whether it's Naruto, Blood Rain, Afro Samurai, or any of the many others, ninja are still the coolest things ever. Even if they can't get jobs in the 21st century and have to resort to making YouTube videos. On a related note, is anybody out there looking for a stealthy warrior with a cool sword and a flexible code of honor and an addiction to Mountain Dew and Doritos? Oh, no? Well, time to rewatch Naruto then. And there you have it. Everything that makes Naruto the best ninja anime ever. What do you guys think? Which anime do you think is the greatest of all time? Tell us in the comments below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more from CBR. Believe it!